Jonathan Daniel. Jon Glaser is an American actor, comedian, writer, producer, and director. He is best known for his work as a writer and sketch performer for many years on Late Night with Conan O'Brien, as well as for creating and starring in the Adult Swim series Delocated and Neon Joe, Werewolf Hunter. Glaser had a recurring role as Councilman Jeremy Jam on the NBC series Parks and Recreation and currently appears as Laird on the HBO series Girls. Glaser is currently a writer on the Comedy Central sketch series Inside Amy Schumer. Early life. Glaser was born in Chicago, Illinois and raised in Southfield, Michigan. He is a graduate of the University of Michigan, where he performed in the sketch comedy troupes Comedy Company and Just Kidding with John Hein, Anthony Lehv and Craig Neumann. Career. Glaser is a five-time Emmy nominee with the writing staff of Late Night with Conan O'Brien. He has appeared in the films Pootie Tang, School for Scoundrels, and Be Kind Rewind, and he has guest-starred on comedy programs such as Curb Your Enthusiasm, Louie, Wanda Chosen, Bob's Burgers and Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He was also a lead voice actor in several animated comedy programs such as Stroker and Hoop, Freak Show, and Lucy the Daughter of the Devil. In 2012, he began a recurring role as Leslie Knope's rival, Councilman Jeremy Jam in the 5th and 6th seasons of the NBC sitcom Parks and Recreation. Glaser is the creator and star of the live-action Adult Swim series Delocated, about John, a man in the witness protection program with his own reality show. The show aired its final episode on March 7, 2013. Glaser's Delocated character, John, was also featured as a DJ on an Adult Swim-themed radio station in the video game Saints Row the Third. In February 2012, Glaser appeared as the spokesman in a series of Subway commercials playing his Delocated character. Glaser was a member of the main stage cast of The Second City during the mid-1990s. Performing alongside future Saturday Night Live head writer Adam McKay and cast member Rachel Dratch, as well as future Mr. Show and 30 Rock cast member Scott Adsit. In Second City's award-winning revue Pinata Full of Bees, which was directed by Tom Jonas, Glaser sang about the importance of not betraying a friendship by pretending not to have legs in order to play in a wheelchair basketball league. He also provided musical accompaniment for the show's climax by drumming in a demonic pig mask, and appeared on stage throughout the show to pass judgment on audience members for laughing at jokes he considered socially irresponsible. Early in his television career, Glaser wrote and occasionally performed on the short-lived sketch comedy programs The Jenny McCarthy Show on MTV and The Dana Carvey Show. He also made one appearance as a correspondent on The Daily Show in 2004. Glaser is also known for his comedic partnership with H. Jon Benjamin. For a number of years they hosted a live sketch show together in New York City called Midnight Pajama Jam, and have also performed stand-up comedy together for many years, often playing characters who bicker and argue with each other while on stage. Glaser created and starred in the Comedy Central web series Tiny Hands, which has been shown on the channel's short film series Atom TV a number of times. More recently, Glaser worked as a contributing writer and occasional performer on the sketch comedy programs Human Giant, Jon Benjamin Has a Van and Nick Swardson's Pretend Time, as well as providing voices in the animated film Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie film for theaters. In 2009, Glaser worked as the head writer and segment producer on the HBO sports program Joe Buck Live. Glaser also appeared on the ESPN classic show Cheap Seats, providing such roles as Beamy and the Score Settler. Glaser is currently a voice actor for the animated version of the cartoon strip Get Your War On and appearing as Video Cowboy in ESPN's Main Street starring Kenny Mayne. Glaser was also the lead singer in the New York City-based comedy band, Detroit Octane. They performed their song, Barack Obama's Sisterball, on Late Night with Conan O'Brien on June 17, 2008. He was also the bass player in A Matter of Trust, another comedy music project he was involved in with comedians Jon Benjamin, Todd Barry and Tom Shalhoub. The band's gimmick was that they only played the Billy Joel song, A Matter of Trust, over and over again, and refused to play any other songs. They performed as an opening act for the New Pornographers in 2006. He also appeared in seasons 2, 3 and 4 of HBO's Girls as Lead, a recovering addict and neighbor of Lena Dunham's character Hannah. He appears in the film Trainwreck. Glaser's first published book My Dead Dad Was in ZZ Top, was released on February 8, 2011. Glaser appeared on Ken Reed's TV Guidance Counselor podcast on April 24, 2015. The episode was recorded live as part of the 2015 Eugene Meerman Comedy Festival in Boston. Glaser's mini-series for Adult Swim, Neon Joe, Werewolf Hunter premiered on December 7, 2015 and ended its run on December 11, 2015. Notable characters on Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Ehud Henkelman, a shofar player often hired to play with the band every Rosh Hashanah, though he is not himself religious. He is also known to show off his various shofar albums, which will always have obnoxious cover art and even more obnoxious shofar-themed puns as the album titles. Awareness Del, an excited man who hit the streets of the city, trying to spread awareness about the virtues of Delaware. His theme song would play throughout the sketch. He's Awareness Del, making people aware of Delaware. A whole Ronald, an obnoxious and abusive gum-chewing jerk dressed like Ronald McDonald who goes around slapping people eating fast food not from McDonald's. He'll usually slap around the McDonald's eaters as well, just because he's such a jerk. Was also once spun off into a sketch called A Holes Throughout History, with Glaser playing the A Hole character slapping people around in various periods of history. Prehistoric caveman times, ancient Greece, etc. Jeremy performed with late-night writer Brian Stack as two bizarre men from another dimension dressed in black hoods, who would visit Conan and Andy from time to time, always appearing in the corner of the TV screen. They never speak, and only communicate through nodding and other gestures. One of the Slipknots, a comedy group of three men that was inconveniently booked on the same show with Slipknot. Their routine involves the three of them slipping and sliding on nuts scattered on the floor. The Slipknots also appeared on the program to promote their greatest hits album, which included songs like Old West Cowboys Slipping on Nuts and Viking Raiders Slipping on Nuts. Gorton's Fisherman, an obnoxious and ill-tempered version of the frozen food mascot. Each sketch would end with the Gorton's Fisherman getting angry at Conan and throwing a box of fish sticks at him before storming off. The Wrist Hulk, a man with incredible Hulk-like powers, but only in his wrist. Segway Sam, the master of talk show segs. Conan would often turn to Sam for help when he needed the perfect segue. The Tea Copywriters performed with late-night writer Brian McCann as two bickering writers of tea slogans and commercial jingles in Conan's studio audience. They would usually fight with each other about who was the better slogan writer, until Conan would settle it by having the two fight each other in a steel cage battle to the death. Dave Tiny Hands Gordon, a seemingly average man who has difficulty trying to live a normal life because of his infant-sized hands. John the Stair Climber, a self-proclaimed expert at talk show stair climbing. Armed with only his stair climbing equipment and his Sherpa, Lakpa, John has made several attempts to brave the climb up the staircase in Conan's studio, only to fail miserably every time. Kim the Witness Protection Comedian, a stand-up comedian who specializes in celebrity impressions. But because he is in the witness protection program, he has to wear a ski mask and have his voice digitally scrambled, making all his impressions sound the same. Glaser would later bring back a variation of this character for his Adult Swim series Delocated, The Terrible Bill Clinton Puppet. Glaser provided the voice of the Terrible Bill Clinton Puppet, perched from behind Conan's desk, usually telling really unfunny jokes and making awkward small talk with Conan. Pubes, a man who would ruin any moment by saying the word pubes, wearing an all-black outfit with the word on his shirt. Impressions on late night included Bill Cosby, Billy Joel, Martin Bashir, Michael McDonald, Bob Ross and Bob Seger.